Hey, this is James Kelly. Welcome back and happy holidays. It's December 20th, and this article is called Simple AF, Networking in 2018. And just a quick shout out and thank you to everybody that likes, shares, and follows me and my stuff on LinkedIn. That's where I post everything first, although I share my writing and these readings in many places. Right, so this article, Simple AF Networking in 2018. The AF will be explained in just a little bit. Away we go. Last week, at its flagship customer event, Next Work, Juniper Networks, where many of you know I work, set a valiant vision for its role in the future of networking. Engineering simplicity. Next week, as we take respite from engineering and set some 2018 goals, simplicity sounds good. Here are some of my ideas inspired by Engineering for Simplicity and Juniper's new #SimpleAF tag. Simple is fish sticks, of course. Da Vinci called simplicity ultimate sophistication. It would come more easily to those solving more primitive challenges, but maybe you, like Juniper, audaciously tackle cloud-grade problems, and in such domains and at such scale, simplicity is anything but simple to achieve. The thing about creating #SimpleAF kind of simplicity is that it's not just about tools or products. If you're a network operator, another tool won't make a revolutionary nor lasting impact towards simplifying your life any more than the momentary joy of a holiday gift. Big impacts and life changes start inside out. They don't happen have, do, be. Rather, they are be, do, have. Juniper is doing its own work to put simplicity at its company's core being. But this article, besides some gratuitous predictions, is about transforming your network operations, putting simplicity at your core for a happier, prosperous 2018. Be the NetOps change. To be the engineer of network simplicity, it's time to lose the title of network admin, operator, or architect and embrace a new identity as a network reliability engineer. Just like sysadmins have graduated from technicians to technologists as SREs, site reliability engineers. See the link to the free book written by Google that I put into the actual writing. The NRE title is a declaration of a new culture, and it serves as the zenith for all that we do and have as engineers of network invincibility. And where could invincibility be more important than at the base of the infrastructure that connects everything? Start with this bold title and fake it until you make it who you truly are. Do it like they do on the DevOps channel. Just like SREs describe their practices as DevOps, network reliability engineering embraces DevNetOps. While Dev and AppOps are working closely together atop cloud-native infrastructures like Kubernetes, the cluster SRE is the crucial ops role that creates operational simplicity by design of separation of concerns. Similarly, the NRE can design simplicity by offering up an API contract for the network to its consumers, who are probably the infrastructure as a service and cluster SREs, in fact. The lesson here is that boundaries are healthy. Separate concerns by APIs and SLA contracts to deliver simplicity to yourself as well as up the chain, whether that's to another overlay network or to another kind of orchestration system. It's important that your foundational network layers achieve simplicity and elegance too. Trying to put an abstraction layer around and over top of a hot mess is a gift to no one, least of all yourself if it's your mess. So how do we clean up that painful mess that is the job of operating networks today? Well, I've examined borrowing the good habits of SREs and DevOps pros before, in the shape of DevNetOps blogs and slide shares that many of you have probably listened to or read. Here's a quick recap of good behaviors to move you from the naughty to the nice list, along with my predictions for 2018. 1. Start with networks as code. Here's the prediction. When people say the network CLI is dead, they jump straight to thinking about GUIs. Well, for provisioning changes, you ought to start thinking about Eclipse Che or an IDE instead of product GUIs. Start thinking about product GUIs more for observability and management by metrics. Networks as code start with good coding logistics, of course. This coming year, I think we'll see the DevNetOps Arati practice this simple truth and realize the harder one, that networks as code is better on top of automated networking systems themselves. In other words, networking and config as code belong on top of SDN intent-driven systems, not box-by-box configurations in your GitHub repo. Nevertheless, that may be a good step, depending on where you're at in your journey. 2. Orchestrate your timeline as a pipeline. Prediction. It follows from coding habits that you follow a review and testing process for continuous integration, or CI for short. While vendors dabble in testing automation services and simulation tools, I predict that we'll see more of a focus on these in 2018, and opinionated tools that orchestrate the process workflow of CI and eventually continuous delivery and deployment, CD. This is white space for vendor offerings right now, and the task is ripe for truly up-leveling operator simplicity with process innovation. While the industry talks about automation systems like event-driven infrastructure, EDI for short, and continuous response, mature DevOps tooling is really ready and waiting for the DevNetOps CI process pipeline automation. Furthermore, it's accessible in terms of codifying or programming with a higher reliability ROI. 3. Micro and immutable architecture. Prediction. 2017 was the year everyone went cuckoo for Kubernetes and containers. You've heard me talk about it for longer than that. Anyways, it's mainstream adoption for many kinds of applications, but networking systems from OSs to SDNs to VNFs are all lagging on the curve of refactoring into containers. I've reported on how finer-grained architectures are the most felicitous for DevOps, DevNetOps, and the software and hardware transformation that networking needs in order to achieve the agility of CD. We must properly architect before we automate. We've started to see containers hit some SDN systems in 2017, but I predict 2018 will be the year we start to see VNF waypoints as containers, with multi-interface support in CNI and a maturation of higher-order networking in the ruling orchestrator, Kubernetes. 4. Orchestrated CD from your pipeline. Prediction. I'm doubtful that we'll hit this mark in 2018 in the area of DevNetOps, mostly because of some of the above prerequisites. On the flip side, it's obvious that in 2018, we're going to see the network play a big role in microservices CD, thanks to the rise of service meshes, which I've also written about. Service meshes do a much better job of canary and blue-green deployments. CD for actual networking systems is likely experimental in 2018 or bleeding edge for some SDN systems. On to number 5, resiliency designs and drills. Prediction. This is the fun practice of chaos engineering, designing and automating around failures to stave off black swan catastrophes. This design's already showing up in the preference for more smaller boxes instead of fewer larger boxes. And most enterprises are also getting around to SD-WAN to use simultaneous hybrid WAN connectivity options. But there's more to do here in terms of tooling and testing drills in CI pipelines, as well as embracing the sadistic side of the NRE culture, that kills things for fun, but really just to measure and plan for invincibility or automatic recovery. In 2018, I think we'll continue to focus on evolving availability designs until we make some more progress in areas 2 and 3 above, orchestrating the timeline as a pipeline and micro-immutable architectures. Number 6, continuous measurement. Prediction. The SRE and NRE culture is one of management by metrics, as I've said before. Thus, analytics are imperative. Now, there's always progress really happening in the area of telemetry and analytics, and I know at Juniper, we continue to push forward OpenNTI, JTI, and AppFormix. 2018 certainly beckons with the opportunity to do more with collection systems, like Prometheus and AppFormix, really employing narrow AI deep learning for the first time to raise new insights beyond normal human observation. I think we'll certainly start to see some of that in 2018. 7. Continuous response. Prediction. With the 2017 rage around intent-based or driven networking, there's sure to be progress in 2018. While the past few years have focused on EDI, I think the most useful EDI actions in terms of CR, continuous response, I think their actions are largely poised to get subsumed into SDN systems with controllers in them, similar to how Kubernetes' controllers implement the continuous observation and correction to the declared state. There is, however, a tribe of NREs that look to automate across networking systems and other IT systems like incident management, ticketing, and ChatOps tools, just for some examples. As I wrote about in May, I think the maturing serverless or FaaS, F-A-A-S, space will eventually win as the right platform for these custom EDI actions. In conclusion, we've been through be, do, and have. So have a happier holiday. As an NRE, it's not just about doing DevNetOps behaviors or processes, nor is it about having the greatest tools or code. When you're network reliability engineering for simplicity, it's equally about what's really important when you take the NRE cape off and go home, not getting called in and enjoying a happier holiday. And so simplicity is what I wish for you this holiday season, and for the next one, may you be further down the road of engineering simplicity. That's it for this article. Thanks for tuning in, liking, sharing it, or following me on LinkedIn. And again, whatever you celebrate, have a very happy holiday. If that's me, that's Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. But to whatever you celebrate, I wish you and yours all the best and a very happy 2018 to come, where I will see you soon.